Me with my daughter. She's angry. I don't consider her pets my grandchildren. My son told me about this website. Daughter in question frequents it as well. So I'm hoping for some insight from a younger crowd. He suggested changing everyone's names for anonymity, so hopefully I keep the aliases straight. I have 3 wonderful children, a son, Michael, 35, and 2 daughters, Anna, 31, and Marnie, 28. All 3 are married to lovely people, and Michael and Anna both have children. I adore my grandchildren, but I want to make clear that I have never expected my children to give me grandchildren. I respect each of them and how they choose live their lives because it's their lives. I realize this might come off as overly defensive, but I had a mother who felt entitled to influence over certain decisions in my life, such as picking the husband I am now divorced from. That being said, I adore being a grandma. Each of my grandchildren is a blessing, and I am so very proud of every single one of them. I'm the grandma who drives everybody crazy taking a million pictures, and I have a couple of dedicated shelves that I'm constantly updating with the latest pictures of my family. Yes, my children have suggested a digital photo frame, but I'm too old-fashioned to give up my paper copies. Now onto the issue. Marnie and her husband are child-free but own 3 large dogs of varying breeds. They paid a lot of money for these dogs from high-quality breeders, and they've gotten the dogs great training. These dogs are obedient, sweet animals who love to be loved, even if they sometimes forget their own size. Hard to share a recliner with 150 pounds of muscle. I do love these dogs, and I'm happy to have them over whenever Marnie or her husband come for a visit. Last week, I got a call from Marnie in tears that honestly came as a bit of a shock. Now, I've mentioned the shelves of pictures I have. Apparently, at their most recent visit, Marnie's husband scrutinized the photos and realized that while each family has its own shelf, the grandkids get a separate shelf, and none of the dogs' photos were on that shelf. To be clear, I do have pictures of the dogs, and I love the dogs, love the dog pictures. But those pictures are only on Marnie and husband's dedicated shelf. Michael and Anna's families both have their own shelves. And then there's an additional shelf just featuring pictures of my grandchildren. All school photos are pictures from formal dances, games, recitals. Marnie told me that she is hurt that I do not have pictures of her dogs on the grandchildren shelf because she said, "They are my children." And she feels I do not value her or her family as much as Michael and Anna. This is just not true, and I admit I got a little defensive out of shock. I pointed out that I spend equal amounts of time with each of my children, and everybody has their own designated call night. She said I'm always going to Michael's daughter's soccer games or Anna's children's dance recitals. And I countered that I also went to Marnie's husband's softball games. I even hosted their league holiday party last year. We argued for about an hour and just kept returning to the dog pictures not being on the same shelf as the grandchildren. And all I could really say was that I never considered the dogs as my grandchildren, just beloved family pets. Marnie hung up on me after that, and I felt absolutely horrible because it felt like we were both talking past each other. Michael called me just moments after hanging up because it was his family's designated call night and I'd missed our usual time. I was still upset from the call with Marnie and told him about our conversation, which I should not have done and absolutely regret, and he immediately went off on his sister. He was furious that she was angry with me and offended that she would even suggest her dogs were on the same level as his or Anna's children. I quickly got the sense from his rant that this was a resentment long brewing between the two of them. They didn't really see eye to eye as children, but they've always been friendly to each. Other in front of me, and Marnie is a great aunt to both Michael's and Anna's children. But he just went absolutely in on his sister, calling her selfish and spoiled and delusional, which I told him was inappropriate and rude, and not something I wanted to hear him say about his sister. He said that he and Anna had been putting up with her BS, although he didn't use the abbreviation, for too long, and that he couldn't believe she was trying to drag me into this nonsense. He closed out his rant by saying that comparing her dogs to his children was a fucking insult, and he wouldn't stand for that shit. He then got an earful about swearing at his mother, and by that time it was far past the children's bedtime, so I missed out on catching up with them. All around, not a good night. I tried calling both Marnie and her husband the next day, and got sent straight to voicemail. I assumed it was too early, and they needed some more time to cool off, so I just left messages saying I loved them and missed them and hoped we could talk more about this. I sent a text message on Sunday to Marnie, but she didn't reply. So I waited until today, Marnie's designated call day, to try again, but I got sent straight to voicemail again. Michael and Anna both have tried calling Marnie and her husband, and they've also not gotten through. I feel like an emotional bomb has dropped on my family, and all I want is to get everyone in a room to talk this out. It's Thanksgiving next week, and I want everyone to feel welcome and happy in my home, but I don't know what to do. Does anyone have any advice or insight to provide in this situation? TLDR, child-free daughter is heartbroken. I didn't consider her dogs as my grandchildren. Her older brother is offended at the idea of her dogs being on the same level as his children. I don't know how to handle this. Who's wrong? Who's right? Update same day. Well, I just got off the phone with my middle daughter, Anna, and bless her for dealing with this nonsense when she's trapped at home on bed rest. I now have a much better understanding of the situation and thought I would share some of that with all of you, since you've been so kind as to spare me your time today. Also, I've learned that I have raised quite the trio of potty mouths, and I'm thinking a swear jar fund for family vacations isn't out of the question. I decided not to text Anna and bring her further into this mess because of the aforementioned bed rest. But little did I know that she had spent most of her morning haranguing both of her siblings for their behavior. This fight apparently spilled over to Facebook, and just consisted of the two of them posting statuses about each other, but not bothering to actually speak. Anna saw this, knew that I had been brought into the fight, and decided she would end it herself. While I appreciate her efforts, I am a little annoyed that all of this tension was boiling under the family, and that my children apparently felt the need to protect me from their arguments, and then they go and explode the family with a resentment no one bothered to share. I'm also a little upset that Anna felt the need to act as mediator, when Michael and Marnie should have behaved like adults and simply had a discussion. I'm planning some significant one-on-one time with all of my children in the near future, just so that we can clear the air and everyone knows that they've been heard. Michael claims that Marnie started it, while Anna says that Michael started it. But regardless, one or two off-color comments from younger, more stubborn, and more insecure people about the other's choices has snowballed over the years to this new nonsense. Marnie felt judged for choosing not to have children, and Michael felt disrespected by some disparaging remarks his sister made in the past. Anna has been witness to most of these little spats, and I told her I don't want any more specifics, because it was wrong of them to throw me in the middle of this the way they did, and I'm certainly not going to let myself be put in the middle again. I'm also hoping Anna washes her hands of their fighting, but I know that it's ultimately her choice. My children are good at communicating with me, but less so communicating amongst themselves. Anna's told me to expect a call from both of them this afternoon, after they get dinner together and talk things out. I'm not expecting that everything will be perfectly resolved after one conversation, but I am glad to know they can put aside their grievances with each other long enough to try. Anna has also told me, with permission from Marnie, that part of Marnie's blow-up had to do with a fight with her in-laws. They are less willing to accept not having grandchildren from their son. His father is a senior, he is a junior, and they were expecting the third. So that's about where things are left. I'm still upset at both Michael and Marnie, but I'm not really looking for an apology from either of them. I just want both of them to know that they are loved and respected. I'm sorry if this is all a bit rambling, as Anna had a lot to say. I'm thinking of suggesting the four of us attend a family therapy session after Thanksgiving, just to get everyone on the same page. I would also like to say thank you to everyone who commented, and there are so many. But a special thanks to those who offered their perspective as child-free people like Marnie. I feel like I have a better idea now of some thoughts and feelings she might be having, whether she realizes it or not, and how we can keep improving our relationship. What do you guys think? Let's discuss in the comments. Follow and like for more stories.